YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Josh here, back with another video. And on this video, we're going to be talking about my clipper setup, the clippers I use, why I use the clippers that I use, and also I'm going to show you guys how to zero gap them properly to have your work be better efficient when fading and taking out lines and everything. So let's hop right into this video. The clippers that I'm going to be talking about with you guys today are going to consist of my cordless Wahl Seniors that you guys see me use a lot in all of my videos. Also, we're going to be talking about my cordless Wahl Magic Clip. It's one of my favorites to use. It's real lightweight. And also one of the best trimmers in the game right now, the Babyliss Gold Effect Skeleton Trimmer that you guys see me use in every video almost. And last but not least, we have my Babyliss Gold Effects Shaver that I love to use when I'm doing like beards, whatever. You know, on people that don't break out, this is the best shaver to use. I used to have the Wahl shaver, and when I got this, it was a game changer. And you know, it feels like quality, you know what I mean? It's heavy and it's real dope. So the first thing that we're going to talk about in this video is going to be the Babyliss Gold Effects Trimmer. You guys see me do a comparison with these against the Wahl Cordless Detailers, but right now I'm going to go more in depth on why these are my favorite trimmers. When I first started using these trimmers, a lot of things stood out to me. One being the skeleton body, how the blade is already exposed and how strong it is, and overall the look of it and the premium feel of it. Like, to me, this is the strongest trimmer that I've used that's cordless. I mean, like, every time I pick up another trimmer, it's like I have to go back to these. These are the best things that I ever used. And I want to say that these things are used for all over the head. You can bald out with these. You can do like some clipper over comb work, to be honest. And man, it's just a game changer. If you do not have this in your arsenal, you need to get this right now. But later on in the video, I'm going to show you guys how to zero gap these. But yeah, this is my Babyliss Gold Effects, my favorite trimmer to use. Moving on to my clippers, we're going to be talking about both these at the same time. I'm going to compare the pros and cons to both of these. But overall, why I love to use both of these and why I have both of these in my everyday setup. So between these two clippers, we're going to separate it into different categories as far as fading, taking down bulk, and just overall efficiency between both of them. We're going to start by talking about my cordless magic clips. These overall, I love to use these for fading and blending. I rarely use these to take down bulk. They're super light, and I feel like I just cut super fast with these because they're so light. But I love these for fading. I just feel like these do real smooth blends. Not saying that the Senior doesn't, but you know, the cordless magic clips comes with the staggered tooth blade, which gives it like a textury type of fade. I feel like it chops it up a little bit and gives it some type of different kind of look that the Seniors doesn't give you. But overall, these are my favorite clippers to blend with as far as like skin fades and everything. On the other hand, coming to the Seniors, I love to use these for taking down bulk and like clipper over comb work. And I use these for fading too, don't get me wrong, but it's just something about those magic clips that I like personally, because like the weight of them and the blade, it's just like when fading, it's like that flick is like, you know, really efficient for me. But I love these two. Either one, you can't go wrong. I can easily put the stagger tooth blade on this clipper. But overall, I mean, like, both of them are essential to my setup, my everyday use. I couldn't go wrong with either one. So that's my take on my clippers. And also, I'm going to show you guys how to zero gap these tools to get the most efficient work and your best work out of these two tools. Last but not least, we're going to talk about my Gold Effect Shaver, my favorite shaver to use. I've heard about that Bronze Series 9 shaver. It's like $200-300 or something like that. I mean, I'm not gonna spend that much money on it. I was thinking about it because I love investing into myself and just buying new tools, new products, just to see what the hype is about. But once I started using these, it changed the game for me. I was coming over from the Wahl shaver, and this is like super strong. It's all metal. It's like a heavy premium housing. You can't go wrong with this shaver. I promise you, this is a good shaver to use. But overall, all these tools that I have, they have something in common, and they all work hand in hand when properly adjusted and properly used. And that's what I'm going to break down to you guys in this video. So all you need for zero gapping your trimmers is your trimmer and the blade holding kit that comes with it, which comes with the screwdriver and the little plastic piece to hold your blade in while you're setting it and adjusting, and a regular screwdriver for the back screws on the gold side. So the first thing we're going to do is grab our trimmer, and I'm going to grab my screwdriver, and we're going to be taking off the back 2 screws to take the blade apart from the body of the trimmer. Now that we have off the blade separated from the body, we're going to focus on taking the 2 screws that's located right here on the black side of the blade. And as you can see that these blades are not 0 gap, because you can still see a gap in between the steel blade and the moving blade. So right now we are going to take our screw, and we're going to unscrew the 2 screws on the back located on top of the cutting blade. And this is going to loosen up the 2 blades so we can 0 gap it. So right here, as you see, we have the blades loosened, but not all the way loosened to the point where they will fall apart from each other. But as you can see, I can slide the blade up and down. And right here is the red plastic piece that you sit the blade in when adjusting it, and it'll help you adjust it to 0 gap it. So when putting on your plastic piece, you want to make sure you're putting it on the right way. The side with the 2 dips go on the top side of the blade, and the side with the 1 dip goes on the bottom side where the black blade is located. So right here where the black and the red touch, that's like a safety shoulder. Once you have the blade 0 gap to where you want it at, it holds it right in place so it doesn't move at all. Once you're done using the 0 gap tool and you think it's right where you want it to be, you want to tighten it up, check the blade, and once you tighten it, check it on both sides, make sure that the blade didn't move at all, and make sure they're good and tight. So I just showed you how to do it with the 0 gap tool, and now I'm going to show you how to do it without it, like I do it freehand. So I just loosened up the blade, and as you can see, I can push this blade up and down to put it where I want it to be at. So now we're just going to check out the blade and just kind of get an eye for where we want it to sit at, and we're going to adjust it until we feel like we got it to where we want it to be at. And we're going to look, and then once you get it to where you want to be, you want to look at both sides. You want to make sure both sides are even. If not, you have to readjust it and make sure it's balanced. Once you get it to where you want it to be, you want to examine it really closely, because you do not want the black blade on top of the gold blade. You don't want it to pass it, but you want it to be just a hair under. That's the best way you're going to get it. And once you see that, you're going to start by tightening it up, doing it slowly on each side, once at a time. Because if you do it one side all the way tight, you might shift the blade and you might mess it up. But once you gradually do it on each side evenly, it'll come out very even. And once you do that, you want to check it to make sure that the blade did not shift. The Babyliss blades can get very close without cutting, but you want to practice on your arm once you feel like you got it straightened out. So once you have your blades adjusted, 0 gapped how you like, you want to probably clean out the inside of the blade. But I'm just going to go ahead and pop on the blade. All you have to do is sit it in place. It has grooves where it'll sit in very neatly. And then once you put the screws in, you just drop them in and it'll automatically stop. And then it's going to be just a little bit to where you have to screw it. So you just want to put the blades back in on both sides. Once you have your blade on tight, not too tight, but just right, you want to turn the clipper on, and you want to look at your blade and examine it and make sure that as the blade's going back and forth on the cutting on the steel blade, you want to make sure that both sides are hitting properly. And you just want to run your fingers across the top of the blade, going against the black blade to make sure that you don't get scratched. If you get scratched, that means that it is too high above the gold blade and that you need to go back and readjust it to make sure that it isn't overly adjusted. Now it's time to adjust the cordless magic clips and the cordless seniors. These clippers have everything in common as far as the blade and the body and everything around it. Only thing is different is the cutting blades. On the cordless magic clips, they have a staggered teeth blade, and on the seniors they have a regular teeth blade. As you can see, these teeth are not 0 gaps. We don't want them like that. We want them to look like this, closer together and not with a gap in between, because that's not going to get your lines out efficiently. Now we're gonna start at zero gapping our Wahl clippers. I'm not gonna do the magic clips because they're basically the same. What I do to this, you do to the other. Right now I'm doing 2 half spins on the loosen up, just to get it loose enough to move the blade, as you can see, but not enough to make it come apart. Right now I'm gonna be working on adjusting my blade to get it to where I want it to be. You want to start by just wiggling the blade side to side, rocking it until you get it to where you want it to be at. And once you get it there, you want to hold it real still, because it can move on the slightest move. And once you get it, you have to just make sure it's even on both sides. And once you get it to where it's at, now it's time to tighten up the screws. We want to do one side. Even though we might tighten one side, you want to make sure it's on track, because the other side will move. But once we tighten one side, all we have to do is go back and just scoot the other side up to where we want it to be at. So as you see me right here tightening up one side, I'm just getting that side right how I want it to be, on track. Because all I'm gonna do is go back and I'm just gonna check this side, and I'm gonna wiggle it back into the place where I want it to be at. Even though it's scooted up or down, we want to get it back and match one side. Because once we have one side on track, all we have to do is play with the other side to get it even. And as you can see right now, I'm tightening it up, that side that we just readjusted. Now the clipper should be even on both sides. You want to run your fingers across just to check it. And if you don't get scratched, that means that you have your blade set right, and you want to look at it closely too, just to make sure both sides are even and that the cutting blade is not overlapping the steel blade that doesn't move. Once we have that, we know that our clippers are zero gapped properly. You want to get them as close as you can, but not too close to the point where it's even or overlapping. And once you turn them on, that'll help you get a good judgment too. Especially by the angle that you hold it, you can see really good if your blade is overlapping or is just right. And once I adjusted these, everything was all good. It wasn't biting or anything. It was even, and I liked it. So I want you guys to practice that. The Wahl Cordless Senior, the Babyliss trimmer, and the shaver are important because the trimmer has to be zero gap to take out the shaver line, and the Cordless Senior has to be zero gap to take out the Babyliss line. So that's why all of them play a major role, and they flow together in the fade, because every one fades right into each other. I just want to say I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Make sure to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys learned from this video. Let me know if you did learn something from this video, and if you want to see more videos like this. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at Joshxbarber, as seen on the top of this video. It's your boy Josh, and I'm out.